Hi, I'm Laura Brandenburg from Bridging the Gap, and we help business analysts start their careers. So one way that business analysts add value is by exploring and finding more cost-effective solutions to business problems, which will save their companies time and resources and free up energy to work on other projects as well. And a lot of times we think we need a really big solution where a small change might be just as effective. Other times we really do need to make very substantial systems updates or deploy new systems, but we kind of tend to lop on a bunch of fluff that doesn't really end up serving the business in the most impactful way. And so in both of those situations, good business analysis can really help reduce the overall cost of the project and find more cost-effective solutions to the true business problem. So I want to share 3 ways that we can find more cost-effective solutions as a business analyst, and that feels a bit like a mouthful. But one is by focusing on solving the right problem, right? So we take time as business analysts to understand what the problem truly is. And that gives us the information we need that sparks creative ideas to finding more effective solutions. So for example, we are updating our learning management system right now at Bridging the Gap, and it's the system we use to deliver course materials to our participants, and that we envision enabling more communication directly between our participants and instructors. Right now, that's all there's a middle administrative piece to that that's really kind of creating unnecessary time lags at times, and also just unnecessary work from an administrative perspective in terms of funneling emails and forwarding them back and forth and assigning them to people. And we know that there's a more cost-effective solution out there, and also that we can solve some really key problems. The main problem that I was focused on solving when we started this initiative was eliminating that administrative overhead. Because honestly, with the way that we're scaling and growing and able to serve more people, we are at our limit for how far we can scale that system. It's at its breaking point. I'm sure you've seen processes, they worked really well when the business was at one level, but then as you grow and expand, you realize this process doesn't really scale super well. And that's where we're at with that process. And then as we started exploring that problem, we realized that there was also a huge opportunity to deliver more value to our customers. So a lot of our instructors, because they're full-time business analysts, actually do their coursework or support our participants over the weekend. But our customer service team, because their customer service is their full-time or their main job with Bridging the Gap, they work mostly Monday through Friday. So requests would come in on Saturday morning, and an instructor would be checking in to answer them, but that email hadn't been forwarded yet, so they didn't even know that work was there. And there could have been an immediate response and feedback loop, but if we didn't have that manual step in place. And so we realized we could solve both problems at once, both delivering more value to our customers and eliminating an administrative process that wasn't scalable. So that's what I mean. Focus on what problem are we trying to solve, and that became the guiding light as we started this learning management system. So how do you, the second way that you really explore more cost-effective solutions is to explore business process changes. So you know your problem that you're trying to solve, right? And so that often just triggers new ideas. So we had some brainstorming and came up with some ideas of how we could solve that problem. And along the way, we explored business process changes as well. So we knew it didn't necessarily have to take a lot of technology, even though we started looking at how we could use technology to solve that problem. So our customer service team had already implemented some spreadsheets to do some tracking, and some ways that she adjusted the emails when she forwarded them to instructors to make that more streamlined. We could have also gone down the road of hiring a different support person who would have checked the email box over the weekend to funnel along anything that came over the weekend, right? That would have been a manual solution to serve that goal of quicker turnaround time. And then as we started though exploring the features, it was interesting. So we're like talking through what the workflow would be, and we ended up going down the road of a very customized solution on top of a course delivery platform. And we were talking about, oh, we could do this, oh, we could make this forwarding feature, oh, we could do this, and like we really had to like dial it back to what are the core things that we need, right? And this is when you understand the problem that you're solving, you can eliminate that fluff, right? So we took this big system and we made sure that we were honing in on just the requirements we really needed from the beginning. And that's what we do as business analysts, is focus on the problem to be solving and the business processes that can solve that problem. And that meant in some cases that we were keeping manual processes even though we could, quote unquote, automate. So one of the examples is issuing the certificate of completion. We're still evaluating to the degree to which that will be automated versus manual. And it might mean that an instructor like has a task for the administrator to go in and check that off and deliver that certificate of completion. It could mean, there's ways that we could automate the whole process, but it's pretty technically complex and it would cost a lot more money. And that spot, like that's not where the pain point is right now, right? We understand the problem that we're trying to solve. That piece isn't necessarily critical to solving our current problem. It might be a problem we have to solve a year or two down the road as we scale even further. But right now, I could see how we could kind of get around that through a manual business process. And so being open to not having to have the technology solve every single part of the workflow in order to deliver value. And that's how you eliminate kind of that extra fluff that kind of weighs your project down and gets you off focus, right? And so we're doing that now, but I could see if we had decided to do that, it could be months from now and we haven't even implemented the solution because we're still trying to figure out the certificate of completion requirement or something like that. And that's what happens to technology projects that just kind of go on and on and on. Okay, so the third way is by leveraging available tools. And always want to look around in your business, like, do we have a tool that can do this now or even partially do this now, right? It doesn't always have to be like building something new, and it doesn't always have to be licensing or buying something new. Often you can use the tools you have to add on. And one of the ways this is coming up for us in this same project is we realized after going down through all the different aspects of the project that really a help desk or a support ticketing system was going to be the best system to manage this instructor participant interaction and help us manage that workflow in a more automated way. But we had been like going down the road of like a course delivery platform thinking that that was going to give us those messaging capabilities, and it didn't. So we're actually looking at how can we integrate that help desk system into our current course delivery platform to solve this very specific problem first, while we simultaneously look at upgrading the course delivery platform as well. It's not to say we're not going to do that, but we might be able to approach those two parts of the project separately. And so we're going to leverage the existing tool we have and our way of communicating and add on a better way of communicating. Okay. And then the other piece about the help desk is like, as I started looking at those tools, there's other functionality that they have, like chat features, and could use them for all of our customer support, not just this course participant piece. And so I started to see how this one investment in a tool now, even though we're going to focus still on our main problem to be solved, right? Not kind of get off everywhere, but I could see how this one tool, we could leverage it in the future to add additional value to our business and streamline other areas of our business. And so that got me really excited thinking about this tool as being an investment that we could build upon. So another way, so it makes projects in the future more cost effective, not because we're implementing those requirements now, but because we're thinking about them as we choose this tool. So those are just some ways as business analysts that we can explore more cost-effective solutions, and that is going to help us achieve a better ROI in our project. It pays our salaries. If you can think of it that way, like every time you eliminate a big chunk of software that's needed, or a big chunk of solution implementation that's needed, and replace that with something that's more simple and elegant, like that has just paid your salary and then some. And that's how you establish your reputation as somebody like everybody wants in their project, because I know that they're going to help me get the most possible value out of the investment I have to make. And we're going to free up resources for like the next set of changes and the next project, and be able to move more quickly and agile, more in a more agile way as an organization. So again, I'm Laura Brandenburg from Bridging the Gap, and we help business analysts start their careers. Be thinking about how you can explore more cost-effective solutions in your projects, and I'd love to hear your suggestions. Go ahead and leave a comment below.